And welcome back to my crazy world. First thing I want to say is I hope all of you are having a great Friday today, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to this channel. We are now at 30 subscribers, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but we've only been going on for about a week now, and I really didn't even expect that many at this point. So welcome. This is my crazy world. Today's topic, I'm going to talk a little bit about the DaddyoFive situation and some of the personal feelings that I have about it. It has taken me a few weeks to try to narrow down what I wanted to say, if I ever said anything, because I saw a lot of similarities in my situation to that situation, and it hurt watching the videos. It hurt to see the children going through those things that they were going through, the abuse, the mental abuse, the physical abuse. But the thing that I finally realized that was most painful to me was watching how Heather treated the children. And I know it sounds crazy because she was in only a very small amount of the videos, and the interaction was basically between Mike and the kids with each other. So the idea of Heather being my biggest issue seems odd, but I'll explain why. When I lost my children and they were taken from me, my biggest fear, my biggest concern was who was going to be their mom, who was going to love them, who was going to take care of them the way that I did. There was a stepmother involved. She was there, but I can't say that, you know, in what capacity. She had her own 2 children, and that's one of the similarities that I see in my situation between the DaddyoFive situation. My ex-husband wanted custody of our children only after he had met somebody new and moved in with her and moved in with her children. It then became his idea that the perfect thing for him would be to combine families and then cut me out completely. Kind of the same thing that Mike was trying to do with Rose. So, with that being said, I was afraid. I had only known of this woman because they were together. I had met her. She seemed to be a decent individual, but again, she wasn't their mom. Was she going to love them the way I had? And I already knew that their father was not going to, because that was one of our biggest problems, is he didn't feel a child needed as much attention as I felt. And of course, that is another problem I saw with the DaddyoFive case, DaddyoFive lifestyle, not case, lifestyle, what was going on in those videos. Mike didn't seem to want to give a lot of attention to his children. He just wanted them to do what he told them to. He never explained why he should do those things. They should do those things. He never explained why he needed that done. He just demanded it. And when they didn't follow his demands, he couldn't understand why they weren't following the demands. Or when they would try to talk to him and explain to him what their problem was, he wouldn't listen. It was just do as you're told. You don't need to talk. But back to Heather. Why it's an emotional roller coaster for me with her is because I really truly believe she wasn't excited or happy with the idea of being Emma and Cody's mother or stepmother or whatever the case may be. And the reason why I say this is I always go back to this. It's body language and it's vocal inflection. If you listen to Heather, anytime she says the name Cody, it is said with disdain and disgust. It's just Cody. Her voice just goes rough. She doesn't like the child. Emma, I'm thinking maybe because there was a little girl in the situation, she was a little softer with her because she didn't have any other little girls. But with Cody, she just did not like him. Even the video where she's talking about why Cody can't go to Disney World, I felt actually sad for Mike at that point, because you could see the pain in his face. You could see that he wanted to enjoy that experience with all of his children, and Cody especially, and she just was not having it. And she couldn't even come to say that, you know, there's a reason for this, and she was giving her reasons, but she was angry. And she was just demanding that this was not going to happen. She was not going to let that happen. And when I think of that, I think, wow, I mean, could you imagine being an 8-year-old and having your entire family go on a family vacation and leave you behind? How disturbing, how scary, how sad that would make you feel. And my thought process is, on that one is, what parent would think that that would change an 8-year-old's behavior? I mean, he's going to be mad. And if he's already showing aggression and already lashing out when he's angry over anything within the house, something as little as, you know, having to clean his room, imagine how angry and how much he's going to lash out when he finds out he can't go to Disney World. That's huge. But she didn't show any empathy towards it. And that's my biggest thing there. She had no empathy towards those children. So I wonder why they chose to gain custody of Emma and Cody. I wonder why they decided to have those children be taken from Rose and take care of them. I wonder what the thought process was. I wonder what they expected at that time. Because it really seems to me, between both parents, that they didn't get what they expected. And that's the greatest problem of all. Having expectations on your children that go above what your children can understand is going to harm them and harm your relationship with them in the worst way possible. And unfortunately right now, both Mike and Heather are going through a difficult time because they've had children removed from their home. And maybe Heather's not so concerned about it, but I've seen video with Mike where he would sit down with Cody and try to explain things to him. Like, for instance, as to why he wasn't allowed to go to Disney World, and he was telling him a story in the past of how he didn't get to receive a motorbike because he didn't behave. And he thought he was going to get it by the end of that month, but he just didn't realize that he was stacking up issue after issue, and by the time the month came down, it was just you hadn't earned it. And he sat down, he was trying to calmly explain that to Cody, and I thought, wow, if here's the father that Cody needs, and if he could do this every single time when Cody was having an issue, Cody would change, Cody would be better, and life with him would be easier. But unfortunately, that took time, and I don't think Mike realized how much of an effort and time it would take. Another instance that I saw Mike being a very, very kind father was at the pumpkin patch when Cody was choosing his pumpkin. You could hear in his voice how excited he was to be doing this with his child. And even when Jake made a negative comment, the first thing Mike did was tell him to shut up. Because why would you want to cause an outburst for this child? Why would you want to destroy this child's moment? Fast forward to that very same day, and you see Cody had fallen off of a jungle gym. And his aunt was very caring, trying to make sure he was okay, trying to check to see were there any injuries. And the only words out of Heather were, he'll be okay. He's okay. He'll be okay. And it's almost with the body language and the voice inflection of, I don't have time for this. And that always seemed to be the problem in that family. They just didn't have time for it. No time to sit and explain. No time to spend moments with their children. No time for the attention that they needed. And the only attention these children received was very negative attention. And if you receive very negative attention, that's the only attention, that's what you're going to crave and that's what you're going to try for. So, I am thankful to see that steps have been taken to see Cody and Emma reunited with their mother Rose. I'm thankful that my son was reunited with me. I look forward to the day where my daughter is also a part of our family again. I hold no hatred towards my ex-husband. I honestly don't. I can understand the emotions that were involved. I don't agree with what he did, but understanding the emotions that were involved allows me to understand the decisions he made, good or bad. Okay. I don't hold hatred towards anybody in this world. Hate is an integral part of life. It's a natural emotion. It's what you do with it, though, that defines you. So I have had hate in my life before, but I did what I needed to and then let it go. But I do have to say, excluding one person in this world, there's only one person that I hold real hatred for, and that's towards my ex-husband's attorney. And the simple reason is, everything she did was out of money, and the idea that you could try to break up a family just for dollars, that to me is unhealthy, unthinkable, and unexcusable. So, anyway, that's my part of the story that I'm going to talk about today. Hopefully later on next week I'll have a little bit more for you. tell me what you think. Tell me whether you agree with what I'm saying. Tell me whether you disagree. Comments below. Like this video if you like it and you want to see more like this. Don't like it if you don't like it. Like I said, there are other aspects of the whole DaddyoFive situation that bring up a lot of emotions for me and a lot of anxiety. So it takes a lot for me to process it. It's not because I know them. It's nothing like that. It's just because when I watch those videos, I see, I basically relive and refeel what I've gone through with my own children, okay? However, each day we move forward. I take 1 minute at a time, take 1 day at a time, take 1 hug at a time, take 1 text message from my daughter at a time. I'm still able to show love to both my children, which is the most important part for me as a mom. So I'm thankful for that. Eventually, this whole entire situation will play itself out, and we'll see where it goes from there. Okay? I want to thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share if you can, if you want to. Show your friends what I'm talking about here, and let's see if we can get more people involved with this. Thank you, and have a great weekend.